All right, welcome to the second installment of the final exam run through. We're segmenting each component that you're going to need to know for the exam. This second installment is going to be dealing with DHCP. So what we're going to be doing here is taking a very quick run through of all the steps that you need to do to get DHCP up and running. I'm not going to spend too much time explaining the thorough concepts behind everything I'm doing here. If you'd like to learn more about it, head over to jmichael.ca, and we do have a much more detailed overview of everything we're doing over there. But let's get started. We're going to be doing DHCP in under 3 minutes. So let's get started. Let's go over to our DHCP server, and the first thing we need to do is exclude some addresses. So these addresses that we're going to be excluding are the addresses that we do not want to have assigned in our pool, which is like the default gateway, obviously, and we'll make room for any other addresses that, you know, save them for like network printers or anything else we're going to be using. So we're going to have 2 subnets after I add another network on, so we need to include both subnets there, 1.0, 2.0. After we've taken care of excluding our addresses, the next step is to just create the pools. So we need to create a DHCP pool for every single interface that's going to be having a subnet that would like to have IP addresses. So if you take a look at the topology, we have one subnet here. It's R1 FA00, and they need IPs, so they need a pool. So after we've named our DHCP pool, we're going to be defining the network that subnet's located at, which is at 1.0, and it's a /24. So after we tell it what network address needs IPs, we need to let it know where the default gateway is for that network. And we're going to be adding another switch to this network at FA01, and it's going to have the network address of 2.0, and its default router is going to be found at 2.1. So we've created our pools. We're almost done. Now that we've created our pools, we need to go over to our DHCP relay agent. And what the relay agent does is it's going to be it's going to let each interface know where the DHCP server is located. So the DHCP server is located at 10.0.0.1. So we need to go on each interface and just let it know where the DHCP server is located. So let's move over to in F00 first, and we're going to use the IP helper command to let it know that the DHCP server is at 10.0.0.1. We have 2 interfaces, or we will in a moment, and the other one's going to be at F01. So we need to do the same. We need to let it know that the DHCP server is at 10.0.0.1. So we've completed DHCP. First thing we had to do was exclude our addresses. Then we created a pool for each subnet. We let it know where that network address was. We also let it know what the default gateway for that network was. Now when we move over to our PCs, we'll be able to obtain IP addresses automatically. As you can see, no problem to receive the IPs. And one more thing that I'd like to mention, this network right here, it has OSPF connecting everything together. You're going to need a routing protocol when you're doing DHCP, because as you can see, you have a subnet here, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to have another subnet right over on F01. So now that we have another subnet here with a network address of because we're dealing with different subnets, a subnet here, and a subnet here, we need to use OSPF to broadcast everything together. So that way each network knows where everybody is, right? Without OSPF, it's not possible to do this on different subnets. But as you can see, like, DHCP takes no time at all. So when you're doing the final exam and oh, let's see why that failed. When you're doing the final exam, you're gonna need to save time wherever you can, right? So if you're gonna be saving time with the DHCP, so be it, right? Because DHCP, it really takes no time at all. So the problem was I didn't assign an IP address to that interface. So once you have everything set up, you'll have your DHCP, or sorry, you'll have your IP addresses for your interfaces. You'll have everything joined together. DHCP takes no time at all. So review this video as much as you want. You can get DHCP down in just like a couple steps. Hope this video helped. If you'd like more information, head over to jmichael.ca. Thank you.